Hey, good afternoon, guys. Thought we'd spend some time going through my last this week's Hotness altcoin list and take coins off the list. Some of these have actually pumped, believe it or not, even with the drawback. But of course, many of them have flopped due to Bitcoin price action and fear in the market. So we're going to go through this list and we're going to kind of reset everything. I had kind of too many coins in this list, anyways, 26 coins. And I kind of want to just start with a fairly clean slate. Some of these coins I'm actually going to leave on the list. But of course, it all starts with Bitcoin. And here is our chart. Bitcoin has fallen below 0.618 Fibonacci level, the 50-day, the 100-day, and is really pressing hard against our support at 40,800. Might as well just say 41,000. Now, we need to monitor this closely, as I've said in the last video. See where it closes today. Then we got to watch where it opens tomorrow and closes tomorrow. And Wednesday afternoon is key. We have to really establish uh, that will establish where we're going. If we can monitor that price and where we are on Wednesday afternoon, if we're back in that price zone in this area, I think the retraction is drawing to an end. If we're not back in that area, could be trouble, guys. And I'll have to give you an update Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday evening. All right, now on to the list. So I had ADA in the list. I made this list on Friday, April 8th. That was 4 days ago, so 4 candles ago. And you can see we were sitting on the 100 and it flopped. So got to remove this, guys. I want perfect setups on these coins in this list. And so I'm going to remove anything that is not a perfect setup. So the coin could very well be a great coin. And if you're willing to hold through kind of this spell, as some of you might have to if you're in the red and you don't want to sell at this level, but if you're willing to hold through in the long run, many of these coins will benefit you. Some of these coins are smaller cap. I don't really know what they are, and I really wouldn't recommend holding them through any kind of uh, a bear market. All right. And again, back to the Bitcoin chart. I don't really believe we're in a bear market unless we break below this black ascending line. So far, we have not done that. All right. Again, Wednesday afternoon will be key. All right. Adventure Gold. This one had a bit of a pump, and that's why I have this level on here. So we pumped 12% from the time I made the video, which was the 8th of April. All right, the bottom of this candle to the level of resistance up here. And again, so since it pumped and now since it fell below the 50-day and the 100-day, I'm going to be taking this one off the chart. All right, next one is API 3. Just flopped. It is, these smaller caps are highly dependent upon the trend. The trend is your friend. And if Bitcoin is not doing well, these smaller caps, these are high risk investments, as I've said many, many times. And I'm careful about trying to warn you guys about them. Again, I like volatility, but it is high risk. And what I do here is pretty aggressive. All right. Especially swing trading these smaller cap cryptos. All right. CH, CHZ did have a pump. And so I put that here. We had about 9% from the time I recommended it. Uh, Really, it's not in a bad position. Still sitting above the 100-day and the 50-day. I could leave this on the list. I just don't know what it is, and I hate recommending these smaller cap cryptos. I don't want you all to lose money. Again, please don't ever throw. I recommend not more than 10% per investment. If you have let's say you have $10,000, you're throwing $1,000 at each crypto. All right. Whatever it is, split it up into 10 ways. That's really the best way. I know you're not going to become a millionaire overnight, which is what a lot of you are trying to do. But that's not going to happen, guys. You just have to take your time, invest well, invest smartly, and I recommend just splitting that up so you don't lose all your cash on one particular coin. I am going to leave CHZ on the list because I like where it's at above the 50-day and above the 100-day. I still like this setup, so I'm going to leave it on the list. Okay, Crow crumbled. That's crypto.com, taking it off the list. CRV, wah wah. CTSI, yep. See, a lot of these are just following the big dog. Doji, well, that one actually pumped from when I recommended it. And we had actually over a 13% pump from the time I recommended it. Now, the question is, do I leave it on the list? Well, I stated all the reasons why I like Doji. It still hasn't reversed any of those reasons. I mean, we're still fighting with the 100-day right now. So, depending on where we close today, we could still close above the 100-day. Now we're not above the 50% retracement, but neither is Bitcoin. And a lot of the drawbacks do the 0.618 fib retracement. So, Doji could just be trying to get down to that 6.18 level, and it's failing to do that. It's very bullish. And because it's on a level of support at 14 cents as well, I'm going to leave this one on the list. I just like the way Doji looks. Don't necessarily like Doji coin, but it is a hot coin. And with Elon pumping it, don't fight the trend. Why fight the trend? Just because I don't like it doesn't mean everybody else doesn't like it. And who am I to say what what the market should accept? Anyways, we're here to make money, and this still looks good. Okay, Fox. Yeah, that one pumped 70% from the time I recommended it. So 70% is the pump over. Let's take a look here. I'm going to move this over. That is our measurement of the pump from the time I recommended it. And right now, it looks like we're just forming a bull flag. Now, I really don't want to leave this one on the list, though. Even though it's above the 50-day and the 100-day, it's just too hot in this area. All right, this RSI is way up here near overbought territory. It's got to cool down a little bit. I might add it back to the list at a later date and time, but for now, I got to take it off the list because it did do that 70% pump, and that just put it into overheated territory. ICP, taking it off. Jasmine. All right, I've done videos on this. Now, does look like we're trying to fall from this wedge, whether versus what my or hope, I should say, hope and expectation is very different. I mean, all these things were very bullish. We were on 0.618 fib along with the 50-day, which was intersecting there, bullish wedge, descending wedge, and still we fell. Now, I can't find any evidence that suppression is going on, but as I've said in previous videos, Jasmine may have gotten wise to the fact that people were catching on to their devs suppressing the price. And it's not that difficult if you've got automated bots to do these cells to distribute that technology to many, many different wallets and therefore disguise the suppression that is going on. And what Jasmine was doing is when we were in a drawback, they would disguise or they would camouflage that suppression strategy by just selling a little bit more than what the crypto market was doing. And it appears that that's still happening. All right. So I think there may still be suppression taking place. It's just disguised in a whole lot more clever way than it was before. It's hard to catch because it's diversified over many, possibly hundreds of wallets. All you've got to do is copy the code for the robot and spread it out to those wallets, and you're golden. And people like me can't easily pick out suppression as we could before. Jasmine, um, because of the fact that we're under the 50-day and the 0.618 Fibonacci, I know we haven't closed the day yet. I just don't like the way it looks down here. Now, will it pump? I hope, but setup is not telling me necessarily that it's going to pump soon. The only thing that I see, the only clue that I see is this RSI is getting down to oversold territory again. But we know how that goes with Jasmine. Never before in history have I seen an RSI just stay way down here when it's such a hot coin. That's a sure sign there's suppression going on. And now this is one of the lowest RSIs. I have to take this off the list, guys. And fortunately, I'm only invested. I learned my lesson the last time. I invested 5% of my portfolio and lost 2.5% of that. This time, I only invested 2.5% of my portfolio. And I'm not actually down that much. I bought at 2.8 cents. So I'm only down 7/10 of a penny on 2.5%. That's not horrible. But taking this off the list, KRL did pump since I recommended, and we had about a 40 to 45% pump. And there it is, guys. And now, actually, it's not, once again, this is not doing bad considering all things considered. It's still above the 100, still above the 50, and looks like it's kind of forming another bull flag here. This is tough because I don't even know what KRL is, and I know it's small cap, but I like the way it looks here, so I'm going to leave this on the list. Possibly take it off the list next time when Friday comes. If Bitcoin is doing well, I will put out another list. If it's not doing well, I might wait a little bit longer, maybe till next Monday. I'm going to leave this one on the list right now. Loom had a little bit of a pump. 9%, but hey, you can't complain with 9% profit when everything else is drawing back. Nevertheless, I have to take this one off the list because it's below that 50-day and 100-day right now. Yeah, it could close above that, but it's kind of looking weak. So I'm going to take it off the list. MCO2, still within between that, sandwiched between that 100-day and that 50-day. I really don't want to take it off the list until it drops below that 100-day. So I'm going to leave that one on the list. This guy, I don't know about. It's just that's a shooting star candle there, and it's below the 50-day right now. Kind of looking weak. I'm going to take it off the list. New, nope. That's below. That's below its baseline here. What we were hoping for, guys, is it would hold this red line and then pop up. All right. Now I sold right there where the arrow is because we were coming up into that resistance. So fortunately, I did sell there where the red arrow is pointing. And then we came down the base. I was thinking about rebuying, and that's why I put it on the list here, this week's hotness, but collapsed. It collapsed below that baseline. What I was hoping it would do is hold this line and then pop up above our descending purple trend line. But I could be wrong. It still could do that, but right now this looks weak. I got to take it off the list. It just collapsed. OMG. I'm taking this off the list because this black ascending trend line did not hold as well, and it's below 0.618. So I got to take this one off. That one failed as well. Quick. Holding the 50-day. I don't really see anything impressive there. Taking it off the list. Taking this one off the list. That's Ren. Shipping, you know, this is interesting to me for the future, but I got to take it off the list because we're below the 50-day and below that level of support. So now we're in between this uh, 2 cents and 1.6 cents, and it looks like we could actually collapse all the way to the 1.6. Got to take this off the list. Solana collapsed below the 100-day. Looks like it's headed down to meet that 50-day. Got to take this off the list. Yeah, this is a great coin, guys, to hold for the longer term. But I'm just saying, this is not optimal setup. This is not where I would want to enter. I would want more confirmation, a better price, something. Now, again, you do fine if you would enter here and hold it for a long time. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this is a swing trade list, and I'm looking for the best setups possible to meet the time frame between 7 days and a month. All right. Spell, yeah, we're resting on the 50, but below support. Got to take it off the list. Suku, drop below the 50, drop below support. I could add this again maybe in the future, depending on where it closes. But right now, taking it off the list because that's what we're doing. Wrapped Luna. Okay, we hit our box, our target entry box here briefly. Remember, I said this one's hot because it's hot. So because it's hot, it's going to be quick. You have to enter quickly. You had 3 days in which to enter in my target area box. And that was back here in March, beginning of March. It did that and then it took off. All right. And now, because of this drawback, it's come back down. It's actually touched precisely the top part of that drawback level that I had drawn. So if I extend this out, if it touches that, if you can get a price there at $85.90, Luna's a great, it's going to be hot. And it's, some people are predicting 160. I don't see that. I have 135 on my chart. I've had that on my chart for many moons now, probably 6 months. And again, not to repeat myself, but we've hit target 1, hit target 2. We just have not hit target 3 yet. All right. And that's at 135. That's where I believe we are going. Dropped out of this ascending channel. So it's going to take us a little time to get there. What I expect might happen is maybe another touch of this 100-day if you're really lucky. And then we kind of bounce around and head up. All right. That's kind of where I see Wrapped Luna. I'm leaving this one on the list because I like it. And this one I've got to take off the list. YFI. All right. So we have 5 coins that have managed to stay on the list. Now, these I could take off on Friday, depending on what old Bitcoin does. But these CHZ, I'm leaving this one on the list because I like above the 150. Doji, I still like the way it's performing. KRL, above the 100. That's very bullish. Let me just check out the RSI on that. Yeah, it's still room to run on KRL. MCO2 just has stayed a sandwich between that 100-day and 50-day. So it's staying stable. And Wrapped Luna, of course. All right. So those are your coins that have managed to remain on the list. I will add more on Friday, pending Bitcoin action. So we have to see what happens by close of candle on Wednesday. Until then, guys, stay tuned and look for that this week's Hotness altcoin list on Friday if everything goes well. Peace, y'all. Talk to you later.